Starting off in NA, you got basically the battle of first place. Starting off, you've got Cloud9 taking on Team Liquid, which again, two 5-1 squads. You got the TSM CLG rivalry renewed, and then Liquid and Echo Fox, two more 5-1 teams. But the theme here is vengeance games. You got Liquid going up against Cloud9, or not Liquid, Impact going up against Cloud9. TSM CLG Biofrost versus his old team, and then Echo Fox and Liquid. You got Hooney and Adrian against the former Immortals pal,
teams.
Notorious POB.
See, I'm really excited for this Cloud9 Team Liquid revenge matchup that you've been talking about, especially this week, because Impact had an interview where he came out and said, Cloud9, all their players are dumb. They play dumb. And it was meant in a joking type of fashion and kind of in a nice way, tongue-in-cheek. But at the same time, he wasn't kidding. He was criticizing the way that they've played and kind of, almost in a sense of, a chicken running with its head cut off. But at the same time, he did give them credit, and it's something that we all absolutely do have to give them credit for, is C9 is so strong in their team fights and in their individual skill that it doesn't matter that they're running around with their heads cut off for the most part in these things. Licorice wanting to go off and just solo a bunch of times. It doesn't necessarily matter too much, because when it does come down to these important moments, the team is good enough and their team fighting skills are strong enough that they're able to come out on top. I think Cloud9 is definitely a for real contender here, but my pick is going to be Team Liquid. I think Team Liquid has enough synergy and strength right now, especially, again, the benefit that they have from ironing out their communications while they were on their boot camp in Korea is certainly extremely valuable, and one that I think is going to be part of the reason why they get ahead of Cloud9 in this matchup.
I mean, it's hard to go against Liquid after they completely demolished the competition in week 3, 2 sub 30-minute games. Yeah, it was a weak schedule they had, but I mean, they looked like they were in a different league against some of those squads. If Licorice keeps playing like he has through these first 3 weeks, I think he's really going to shut up all the people who are saying, oh, Licorice, what a massive downgrade from Impact. How will C9 ever be a good team again? He's looked fantastic for the first 3 weeks, and I think he can more than hold his own against Impact, because he already has against some of the top-tier top laners around the rest of the league. And another guy I want to talk about on C9 is Smoothie. The last year or so, I mean, he was looked at as one of the top supports in NA, but he was kind of taking a backseat to guys like Ole or even someone like Biofrost or Afro, looked to as the leaders of their squad. But this year, I don't think you can argue that he's been the best support in NA so far.
I think Smoothie has been absolutely the best support in NA so far. He has really stepped up his game. He's performing fantastic in lane with Sneaky right now, and definitely a really big boost for Cloud9. And I've really loved, again, one of the great things about Smoothie that I think he arguably does better than any other support in North America are his roams. He just has this incredible sense for when he needs to be roaming around the map to help out his team, and that communication and everything that he brings. Smoothie has absolutely been at the top of his game helping C9.
TSM, CLG, the oldest rivalry in the history of NA, probably in the history of League of Legends.
The El Clasico.
It's not quite as hype as it's been in recent years.
That kind of comes into both teams being 3-3.
That's true, but I mean, even when they're maybe struggling, I mean, they both had great weeks last week. 15 of the last 17 games TSM has won that these guys have played. They've dominated this rivalry ever since CLG won the 2016 finals in 5 against TSM.
Do you think we're going to see Hotshot and Reggie put another bet on the line? You know, the time that Hotshot had to get the TSM logo tattooed on his forehead last year?
There's the pink hair he had to get. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you have to at this point.
All I know is that, like, when you talk about all these TSM wins here, all I know is that every time they're making this bet, Hotshot keeps trying to get Reginald into the Annie cosplay. It's not going to happen if CLG is not winning it here, and I don't think that CLG will get it this week. Again, a CLG, a team that had a much better week last week. But again, you know who else had a better week last week? TSM. TSM really made some great strides in their performance. And I think, again, they're continuing on a great upward trend as far as how their communication goes and how well they're synergizing together. I think that this team, and again, the strength that Mike Young is starting to show in the jungle, starting to be less apprehensive and make the plays that everyone has known him for in solo queue, I think that is what you're going to see more of from TSM and will help propel them to a victory over CLG.
Yeah, I do definitely think that both these teams were on an upward trend, as you saw last week. But I think CLG might take this one. I think Biofrost in his vengeance game after getting cut from TSM, that bottom lane looked leaps and bounds better for CLG last week. And yeah, Mike Young's getting better, but he has talked about getting nervous on stage and being a little bit afraid of making mistakes. I think if Reignover picks something that's going to be aggressive and in his face early on in the game, that might set Mike Young back and give CLG a big advantage going forward. And when TSM's playing from behind, they kind of just sit there and wait. Hopefully they make a mistake. CLG doesn't make mistakes. Perhaps they win the game.
As we've mentioned, though, I think that when you look at CLG, and we talk about an improved week last week, and they were better, Stixxay and Biofrost were much better last week than they had ever appeared so far, and that's saying a lot because they looked really bad to start this split. They have looked better, but at the same point in time, they're going up against Sven and Mithy, the best established bot lane in the West.
Still haven't looked dominant.
Still haven't looked dominant, but they have looked better than Stixxay and Biofrost, and I do expect that trend to continue on Sven and Mithy's improvement in North America, and I do think that will be, again, another reason that might help TSM, but I think that there is some great validity to the point about Reignover possibly coming out with a great strategy right out of the gate and putting Mike Young back. And again, this is a guy who's shown that if he's thinking about, my performance and what's going on and I'm behind now, you might be able to get that jump on TSM and keep pushing them down in that matchup.
Liquid taking on Echo Fox. Listen, Team Liquid had a joke week in week 3. Week 4, Echo Fox and Cloud9. That is a tough schedule.
Real deal.
If they manage the 2-0 this week, then they are definitely, you're looking at them as the best team in NA. Do you see them 2-0? You got them beating Cloud9. They beat Echo Fox?
Yes.
Ooh,
yes, they beat Echo Fox.
The
And
2-0.
I'm sorry, Rick Fox. I love you, Daddy, but I got to go against you. It's going to be Team Liquid. I'm paid by Steve. It's going to happen. I'm looking at it, and again, the thing that is impressive about Team Liquid that we talk about is the way that they're able to stomp these games out. Other teams have been, going for the late game wins. They've been stalling out, trying to find ways, not able to close. Team Liquid is a team that is able to absolutely close and take advantage of their chances here. But you know who also does that? Echo Fox. So I feel like this is definitely going to be
a 25-minute
This is going to be an explosive matchup, but I'm going with my gut feeling and I'm choosing Team Liquid.
Yeah, I think Liquid, you're right. They've basically, a lot of their games they've won, they've kind of just stomped in lane and kind of extended that lead to close out the game. I don't think they're going to stomp lanes against Echo Fox. I think Hooney might have his way with Impact if there's not a lot of jungle attention there. So it's going to be a different experience for Liquid, potentially playing from behind. And I think Echo Fox could maybe take advantage of that and come away with the win here. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of kills in this game, I think.
I think this is going to be a bloody one, but definitely one where you mentioned there in the top lane that I think that if you're Echo Fox, that's where I would be bringing most of my focus to, because we've seen Pobelter before. This game, especially against FlyQuest, Pobelter was getting absolutely camped early game, but still comes out on top and deals an incredible amount of damage as Corki here. This is Pobelter. He is a guy who can absolutely absorb an insane amount of pressure in the mid lane. So you're basically wasting your time going up against him. I think that it's better spent with Dardoch helping out Hooney in the top lane, trying to get an impact, an advantage over Impact. I think that's where Echo Fox could possibly find a victory, but I don't see that happening. I see Team Liquid coming out on top.
I mean, yeah, if they put up a 2-0 week this week, then that is definitely the team to be reckoned with in North America, but they'll have their hands full with a couple of difficult tests going forward. 3-way tie at the top of the standings at 5-1, and that is going to be broken.
Team Liquid's no longer in 4th. The curse is over for now.
I mean, technically, they're pretty close. They're 3rd right now, I guess you could say. So they're still there. There's always a chance.
Hey, don't let me down now, Liquid. Don't let me down now. I've got Steve's money in my pockets. I'm feeling good. Don't let me down.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more esports content.